Hey guys, it's Dayang. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is something that is very new. I don't think I've ever done something like this before, but I am going to share with you what are some of the drugstore products which I feel are good dupes for some of the high-end products. So let's first begin with the first item. If you guys have watched me for a really long time, you know how much I really love my MAC Blot powder, and this is what I normally use to set my foundation as well as my concealer. I use this like almost every single day, and I've gone through so much of this, and personally I feel that a very good dupe for that for drugstore would have to be this Innisfree No Sebum Mineral Pack. The powder itself looks quite white, but it actually appears quite translucent on your skin, and it's really good. I don't think I've ever talked to you guys about this, but this is really good because it does keep my oily face kind of matte. I think that this actually works pretty okay to keep your face looking matte, and as well as, you know, to set your foundation as well as your concealer up. Okay, still on the topic of powder, I don't know whether you guys know that I have been really obsessed with this Laura Mercier loose setting powder in the shade Translucent. This is, oh my god, really good at setting your under eye concealer. This, however, is pretty pricey. I can't remember how much it is, but a good drugstore dupe or something that is slightly cheaper than that would have to be also from Innisfree. This is the No Sebum Mineral Powder. This is actually a translucent one. For the price, I think this costs about $10 thereabout. Can be a little bit powdery as compared to this one, but I think this works really well to set your concealer as well. Since we are still on the topic of face product, I think I'll move on to blusher. Okay, this is actually MAC's blush in the shade Fleur Power. I've actually had this for a while now, and this is actually one of the shades that I really like from MAC. I have quite a number of MAC blushes, and this is actually one of them which I really like. It's a very pretty pink color, and it is also great for an everyday wear, I feel, and something that is actually similar but of course at a cheaper price. I feel it is actually the Milani powder blush, and this is in the shade 02 Flora Passion. I think that the longevity of these two products as well as the shade itself are very similar. The Milani one, look at how big the packaging is as compared to the MAC one, and MAC's blushes right now, I think that it's about $36, I guess, and this one I think I got it about $20. So yeah, I think that this worked really well. As for concealer, I have this NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I've had this for a while now, and to be honest, I haven't been using this for a really long time because I found other alternatives which I think it's better than this one. Personally, I think that this concealer is actually quite pricey, but it works really well, especially if you want to apply it under your eye area to cover up your dark circles and all. But this is pretty pricey, like I've mentioned. Something that works similar but of course at a much cheaper price, I feel, would be this Benefit Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I really like this as well. I mean, I seldom use this on camera, I think, but sometimes when I go to work, because I feel that this is very light and it covers up really well. Like, I normally apply it under my eye area. I feel that it covers up really well. It feels really light under the eye as well. Very easy to blend, and yeah, I think this two is very similar in that sense. Okay, now I guess I want to move on to lipsticks or lip products. You guys know that liquid lipstick is like the love right now. Like, everybody is talking about liquid lipstick, so I just want to share like a few with you guys. This is actually something which I've shared in my previous video, which is my February favorites video, and this is the Mid Matte Hue. And anyway, before I proceed, I just want to thank you guys, those of you who have already left your comments on my video which was my February favorites. Most of you guys who left a comment told me that this can actually be found already in Sasa, and it is also available at sephora.sg. Oh my god, I think I've been living under the rock or something, because I do not know that this is already available at Sasa, because I haven't stepped into Sasa for a really long time. So anyway, thanks guys for informing me, but $35 though. Anyway, you guys know that I really like this color. The feeling on my lips, I just love it so much, and I think that a good drugstore dupe would have to be this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Can. This one is slightly darker than this one, but however, I feel that the colors are very similar. The texture is a little bit different though. This is actually creamier and it does not dry matte, however, but this one, it dries totally matte. But I think that these two are similar because of the shade itself. And yes, you guys probably know how much I really love Can, and this would actually be my very next favorite, I believe. So on the topic of lips, right? This is actually one of the newer Ofra long-lasting liquid lipsticks which I have purchased. I think like a couple of months back, and this is actually in the shade Mocha. This is a really nice darker nude, brownish kind of color, I feel. And this is pretty expensive because I got this from Carousel for about $26. So something that looks very similar, as in the color itself, would have to be the Maybelline Lip Gradation by Color Sensational, and this is actually in the shade Mauve 1. And you guys can actually see that the colors are very similar, even though the Ofra one looks pretty brown, I feel. But on the lips, they look very similar. So if you don't want to spend $26 on this, you can actually just opt for this one, which is slightly more affordable. For eyeshadows, this is actually the first Naked palette. I don't exactly have like a full palette which contains all of the shades in this palette. I used to have the NYX one, but I think I got rid of that. But I can introduce to you a trio palette, which is from Drugstore, of course, and they have 3 of the shades in this palette. And it is actually from Wet n Wild Color Icon palette in the shade Walking on Eggshells. And the 3 shades that I'm talking about from the Naked 1 palette would have to be the shade Virgin, and then Sin, as well as the shade Smog. You can actually get all 3 shades from the Wet n Wild palette, and guys, Wet n Wild, their pigmentation is crazy. It is so buttery. It can be a little bit chalky sometimes, but for the price that you're paying, you can actually get almost the same result as the colors in the Naked palette. So if you don't want to spend $70 over on this palette, just go ahead and get, I think this is about $11.90, and Wet n Wild is available at Neon Cities Neon Cities Watsons. So you guys go and check that out. Still in the topic of eyeshadows, I have one particular color which is from the Naked 3 palette from Urban Decay, and it is actually in the shade Trick. Oops, sorry to blind you guys. It is actually in the shade Trick. Trick is a very beautiful rose gold color. And if you like that color and you don't want to get the whole full-size palette, which costs $70 over, you can actually get one color from the Makeup Geek collection, and it would have to be this shade in Grandstand. This is actually one of the foil eyeshadows. I love this color so much. I actually just realized that the shade Trick in my Naked 3 palette is very similar to Grandstand, and I love this color so much. Now I will move on to tools. First item, I think you guys would probably have already guessed it. It's actually my beauty blender, and I am still in love with the beauty blender. I still use it a lot, but I feel that a cheaper version and something that I feel works better than this would have to be the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion sponge. I'm sorry, it is very dirty because I just used it before I started filming. So this is very soft, and I really love the angled side of this sponge. I mean, like I said, I still love my beauty blender, but I feel that this one works even better, and it is cheaper than this. This is more than double the price of this. And if you get it from Carousel, this is so much cheaper. If you don't want to buy from Carousel, you can actually get from certain Watsons, because certain Watsons actually carry Real Techniques products. So yes, it's actually this Sigma Precision Round P82. Let me just be honest first. Okay, this is actually not the original version. I got this from Bangkok for about 100 baht, which is about $4. And this works really well. I believe that the original version is actually more expensive, and it works well as well, of course. Okay, what I use this brush for is to pick up my some of my cream eyeshadows, like my MAC Paint Pots as well, because right now my nails are pretty long and I don't want to dip my finger into it. So I'll normally use this brush, but if you don't want to spend too much money on this, you can actually just opt for the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. This, however, I believe they don't sell it individually, but you actually have to get like a set of eye brushes or eye tools. I think that one costs like about $30 over. This one individually, I think it's pretty expensive as well. But if you want to top up a little bit of money, you can actually get about 5 brushes from that set, and including that, you can actually get this brush as well. as opposed to this one, or unless if you go to Bangkok and you want to just spend 100 baht at Platinum Mall, you can actually go for this one as well. Okay guys, so that's it for this week's video. Those are the only products which I feel have a drugstore version of the high-end products. So I really hope that you like this video, and if you have any other, like, you know, good drugstore dupes for some of the high-end products, do leave a comment down below and tell me so that I can actually check it out, so I won't spend too much money on some of the high-end products and I can actually save some money to buy drugstore products instead. Okay, so I really hope that you guys like this video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed watching it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys! So today's video is going to be my February favorites video. I don't really have a lot to share. I have about slightly less than 10, I guess.